Alright, so welcome back everyone. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. Today's episode, we're going for our first flyby of Minmus. Got a nice completion reward, nice advance as well. Don't really need it, I've got over 1 million. Yeah, nice penalty as well if we crash. Okay, so we've got to be under 500 kilometers, that closest approach to qualifying. That's all we need to do for now. Okay, so Minmus is a little bit more difficult to get to than the Mun. It's on a slight incline compared to the equator of Kerbin. So I want to head into a tracking station and show you exactly what I mean. We might be able to ease the problem of phasing our orbit with Minmus by launching from the desert launch site, maybe. So we'll take a quick look and then we'll head into the VAB, put a tiny little spacecraft together, just a flyby mission, the same as what we did for the Mun, the first mission around the Mun, which is a flyby as well. Okay, head into tracking station, take a look first. Alright, in the tracking station, as you can see, Minmus is here. Best place to intercept is when it goes across here. But I'm pretty sure we can probably deal with that once we're actually circularized in orbit around Kerbin. So I think that's... yeah. Actually look at the Mun. The Mun is actually inclined as well. That's the Mun's orbit. It is slightly inclined. The opposite direction of Minmus. Okay. Didn't realise that. This is an optical illusion because we've got a line across there, maybe. I don't know. As you can see, got the first Mun landing here. I've done another Mun lander purely to do one single experiment, which is a spectrometry analysis. Rather like the ion scan, but instead of being in orbit, you're on the surface. However, for some reason, it blew up not long after the completion of the experiment. For some reason, it sort of bounced up and blew itself to bits. I don't know. Committed suicide. So I've got relays. I've got the 3 relays. I've got Munrov 1, which we actually did in the one of the previous episodes. We've got Munrov 2 lander body. Now it's the second time I did the second rover that is still down there. Down here. And the first one was just here. And the lander body was when I touched down. I had loads and loads of Delta V left over. So I thought I'd put it in orbit. And there it is. Quite low. 16 by 10 I believe. No, 16 by 11. Close enough. So that's what we've got on the Mun right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to head into the VAB. I'm going to put the first Minmus flyby spacecraft together. Then we shall head to the launch pad so it's been finished. We'll roll it out and we shall start the mission. So we have the spherical tanks, the dumplings are 04. We've got one larger one with a linear thruster. We've already used that before. Gives about 945 meters per second around Minmus. So I bet that's in 0G, 945 meters per second. We've got the 4 solar panels on the structure. We've got procedural probe core, 300 electric charge. These 4 panels should easily be able, even if just one of them is exposed to the sun, should easily be capable of keeping us fully charged. Reaction wheel and a 3 antenna. They are combinable, but again the reason why I've got 3 of them on is primarily because of oil scrap. Could cause one to fail. Okay, the rest of the booster we've already seen before. So I've got the 5 Spacely, which have a 3-degree gimbaling, thus vectoring. At the pad we have which we don't have any fairings fitted right now. 1.15 at the pad. Should be enough. We've got over 7,000 Delta V just in the first and second stage. That's without 945 from the spacecraft, as I've already mentioned. Alright. Oops. Alright. If we can get hold of this. Alright, just stage that properly. Alright, so that's that. So I'm going to take 2 days. I'm going to leave it as new. Some of these are only sort of reused parts. 2 days, 3 hours, 30 minutes and 15 seconds. We won't get the first stage back because I've taken the probe core off the first stage. You haven't just got to have fuel, but also a probe core on the stage that you want to get back. So just to line it up a little bit, doesn't cost a great deal anyway. It's only 11,414 altogether. A little bit larger, maybe. I'm already unlocking a tech node that allows me to get 1.875 meter diameter SSTU tanks. I'm also unlocking a node that gives us 2.5 meter, 2.5 meters. So that's substantially wider than this right now. But we don't have all of that for that. Not right now anyway. We don't have access to that. So we just have to deal with what we've got. Right, so Minmus is on a slight inclination compared to Kerbin's equator. So I'm going to launch from the desert launch site, I think. Hopefully we won't lose contact with it. Alright, so something's finished and we shall roll it out and then we shall start the mission. Okay, during the launch, just about 60 or so seconds ago, we have a fault on one of the monopropellant tanks, one of the dumpling tanks on the spacecraft itself. So that slowed our Delta V on our spacecraft a fair bit. Depending on which one it was, but it's the one, the large one. Well, it's the large one that the linear thrust is actually attached to, or if it's one of the small ones. Not quite so much if it's one of the small ones. Alright, other than that, it went pretty smoothly. There's no reason to leave any fuel in this first stage, because as I said back in the BAB, we're not going to get it back, because there's no probe core attached to it. So you can't make a powered return. So let this burn out. Okay, above the atmosphere, so I'm going to let the first stage go. Okay, fairing's gone. It's going to say, go ahead and circularize in about 65, 67, something like that. It's about 60 seconds. Okay, so that's circularization finished. All we need to do is wait until we're in the correct position to burn to Minmus and then begin the intercept burn. Okay, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to follow the maneuver node this time. 2, 1. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Okay, so unlike the burn maneuver indicator, actually told me I would be about 350 kilometers off the surface. We're actually 1,212 after that burn. So I'm going to burn radial in. Try and bring that altitude down. Periapsis 1,100. got to be under 500 kilometres. In fact, this bend isn't exactly this where we need it to be, but I'd rather avoid having to do any more. Okay, there we go. It's about 572. Yeah. Yeah. Silly me, basically. I bent at the wrong point as well. So we actually launched on the opposite side. We should have waited about half a Kerbing day. Launched on this side. As you can see, our orbit, it's correct. Unfortunately, it's the opposite way. Stupid. That's me. Yeah, because we've got very, very... Yeah, it's quite a sort of... a very small window of opportunity to intercept. That's fine for now. Okay, SS is off. Okay, so antennas are deployed. I'm going to keep hold of this stage just in case. Because I might be able to communicate with this when it's well outside Kerbing's system. So if we can, we'll try and conserve the Delta V on this, whatever's left, after our unfortunate leak. The monopropellant, that drives the main thrust on the spacecraft. Okay, so we've got 14 days. Really? Wow. Okay, so 14 days, about 2 weeks to get to Minmus. Alright, so just on approach to Minmus. Unfortunately, we've had another 3 monoprop tanks filled, so that's 4 leaks. So that's 4 of these tanks with monoprop to drive the linear thrust that we've got on the spacecraft. 4 of them have leaked. There's one of them. There's another one. Ah dear. Yeah, I've never actually used those ones before. Might not be such a good idea to start using them now either. Because it's quite a long mission. We're still 6 days away. So I'm going to keep this stage attached. So we're going to need that Delta V probably. Try and tuck ourselves in a little bit further, a little bit closer. We're just over 500 kilometres off the surface. Our closest approach. So I need to tuck in a little bit further. Okay, inside the sphere of influence of Minmus. Bending radial in towards the planet. Well, towards the body, I should say. Little more than a captured asteroid, actually. Okay. World's first milestone. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll get as close as we possibly can. Without actually hitting it, of course. Which would be an impact mission. Which know that we'll be asked to do. $210. Go full throttle. Say 10%, like I said. Get a nice close approach. So we get a nice view. Ooh, 10 kilometres. Hopefully there's no sort of mountains or anything sticking out of Minmus. Which higher than 9.828 kilometres, otherwise I'm going to hit it. Okay, so we have initiated the first flyby of Minmus, 17,400. 1 size and 2 reputation. Alright, so it's still going to be 1 hour, 19 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, so this qualifies as a flyby. Just under 10 kilometers, we're starting to climb again now though. Contract is completed. You did it. We've sent a probe on a Minmus flyby. 40,261 cash, 9 size and 9 reputation. Excellent. Yep, if with 3 of these we're starting to lose. Yeah, about 74%. It's still fine. So we need at least 3 antenna. So if one of these fails, we could have a problem. So I think 4 antenna at this rating. Okay, let's let this spacecraft, well, the final stage of the booster go. So what delta V do we actually have? We'll actually tell you. It does tell you in the VAB. Obviously that is Kerbal Engineering Redux. Let's just take a very quick look. Okay, let's enable it. Will it tell us? Probably not. It's 36 kilos. So it's nice and light. That is for sure. Ah, it says TWR. Yeah. Oh. Silly me. Oh, I forgot to lock them all. Oh, dear me. Well, obviously that one's empty anyway. Oh, this might take a while. Yeah, I think I need to set these on to an action group. I think that's it. Yeah. That's not too bad. We had 945 to start with. We've still got 863. Yeah, the largest one, 1.41 on monopop, didn't leak, so that's fine. So what generation are these? They're generation 2. So I built one of these to test it, just make sure. But really, for something this deep into space, you do need to be on about 10, 20 or more generations, so you're not going to have so many failures. We've had 4 of these leak. Luckily, there's all 4 of them were these smaller ones, not this large single one. 863 meters per second, that's fine. Alright. Now I think we're going to be losing contact with this as it moves further out. Let's take a look at the map and see where we can actually sort of fire it off to. So I don't want to sort of preempt any contracts for flybys of any of the bodies though just yet. But we have already initiated the first flyby of the sun. So we're going to see what this actually is going to end up, where it's actually going to end up sort of flying off to once it leaves Minmus. Right, so it looks like there's very little deflection from Minmus. It's got such a tiny gravity well anyway. So I'm not surprised. So it's hardly deflected the trajectory at all. So 1 hour 42 minutes and 30 seconds. Now we're going to, not much we can really do about that. We're not going to encounter anything going like that. That is for sure. So that's okay, I'm not too bothered about that. Like I said, I don't want to preempt any of the contracts for flybys or for closest approaches or anything like that. I don't want to do that. Alright, so back at the Space Centre, that is the first flyby of Minmus completed. So quite a lot of delta V on that spacecraft, so I'm going to try and get it to come back to Kerbal and impact. Rather than doing it the boring old way of just clicking the self-destruct button and the tracking station. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like, it is appreciated. You want to leave a comment or a question, more than welcome to do so. Don't forget on Facebook, Twitter and Discord. Find it to all 3 of those platforms on the banner on the front page of the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for these series and the series I'm going through right now and in the future. Alright, so next episode we're going to be going back to Minmus, placing a relay satellite, as well as performing an impact mission as well. So that's going to be 2 missions in one. Hopefully 1 spacecraft as well. Right, but that's the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. As always, take care. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.